I found this story circulating on the internet. It's not one of mine, but this short message embodies a kind of pay it forward kindness that is quite remarkable. It might seem our society thinks retired seniors have limited value. However, Harold at age 74 discovers a new purpose for his life. His recent calling could have significant impact in the life to come. I think you will like this, so give it a listen. My name is Harold. I'm 74 years old, and I spend a portion of my Social Security check hiding small survival kits beneath the forgotten bridges of this city. Last Tuesday, I found a note inside one of those bags that brought me to my knees in the dirt. I didn't wait for daylight. I parked my old pickup behind the abandoned warehouse district, where shattered windows looked like rows of broken teeth. My joints protested as I slowly made my way down the muddy slope. The air carried the smell of damp concrete and still river water. I wasn't there to break the law. I wasn't trying to be a hero. I was there to tuck a durable backpack behind a rusted support beam. Inside the bag, there were no sermons, no advice about better choices, no pity, though I would have thrown in a couple tracts. Just practical things: thick socks, a small hygiene kit, a $20 card for the all-night diner nearby, a strong flashlight, and most important of all, a sturdy notebook with a pen taped to it. On the inside cover, I always write the same line: you don't have to explain yourself to anyone. Just write. Your story isn't over yet. I spent nearly 40 years teaching high school English. When I retired, I imagined quiet hobbies and peaceful days, but after my wife Margaret passed away, the silence inside our home became overwhelming. It wasn't just quiet, it was heavy, constant, inescapable. So I started driving. No destination, just movement. That's when I started to notice them. The ones people don't see. Not the kids in parks or shopping centers, but the ones in the margins. The ones pulling their hood low even in the heat to hide bruises. The ones sleeping in cars in parking lots. The ones living under bridges because it's the only place left where they won't be turned away. I recognize them. They were the same students who used to sit at the back of my classroom, eyes dull with exhaustion, until one day they simply stopped coming. I realized something then. Shame isolates people more than anything else. It convinces them they don't deserve to be seen. So I decided to answer that silence in my own quiet way. I started leaving backpacks. At first I was nervous, always looking over my shoulder, but I kept going. Each time I returned, the bag would be gone. Sometimes the notebook was left behind. The words inside were heavy. Stepdad locked me out. It's freezing. Thank you for the socks. Haven't eaten in days. That food card helped me more than you know. But last week, something changed everything. I went back to one of my usual spots near the old rail tracks down by the river. The bag was gone, but in its place was a torn piece of paper held down with a rock. My hands trembled as I picked it up. It read, "To whoever leaves these bags. I had a plan tonight. I had pills with me. I didn't want to keep going. I came here so no one would find me until morning. Then I tripped over your bag. I ate the food. I put on dry socks. Then I read what you wrote. Your story isn't over yet. I sat here for hours crying, but I didn't take the pills. I'm headed to a youth center now. I'm going to try again tomorrow. You don't know me, but you helped me stay." I sat there on that cold, hard ground and cried. For the first time since my wife passed, the silence inside me didn't feel empty. It felt calm. Now, people have told me to turn this into something bigger. Start an organization, get attention, go public. But I always say no. Kindness doesn't always need a spotlight. If I showed up with cameras or paperwork, they'd disappear. If I asked questions, they'd run. But a backpack left quietly in the shadows, that feels different. It feels like someone cares, without conditions. 2 days ago, I stepped outside to check my mail. There was a backpack sitting on my doorstep. For a moment my heart raced. Had someone followed me? I opened it. Inside was a polished red apple, a pair of gloves, and a note quickly written. Got a job at a small cafe. Bought these, the apple and gloves, with my first paycheck. Pass them on. Tell the next person it gets better. It did for me. We live in a world full of noise, arguments, divisions, constant tension. But under a bridge in the middle of the night, none of that matters. Hunger doesn't care about opinions. Cold doesn't take sides. There is only darkness and the person willing to bring a small light into it. Look, you don't have to change the world. You don't need wealth or recognition. Just find a way to make life a little softer for someone else. Leave a light where you can, because somewhere out there, someone is still searching for a reason to keep going. For those of you who are seniors, perhaps this story has touched something inside. Maybe you are now motivated to stop standing on the sidelines and you want to get into the hospice game. I know a woman who took the many extra purses she had in her closet. She filled them up with soaps and shampoo, toothpaste and mouthwash, added a toothbrush and hairbrush and some makeup, and she gave her purses filled with that boatload of goodies to the local homeless shelter. I don't think it was ever God's will for the federal government to take over care for the poor. This has only served to create generations of unfortunate, impoverished people who see no way out of their predicament. It's up to God's people to lend a local hand. For example, contributing to and helping out at a local food bank would be an excellent way for someone to pay it forward, to help out the unfortunates of this world. What do you say? Certainly something for you to think about.